Welcome to the Hockenheim ring for American Fan Fest, round 11 of the 2019 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series, the NASCAR Grand Prix of Germany. The fans have been flocking in their thousands to soak up the atmosphere on what is a very busy weekend and an important weekend for the drivers. It's the semi-finals, it's double championship points, 2 divisions, 2 races each over the weekend. The pro drivers race in Elite 1, Loris Hazemans takes up the championship lead, and the young and the amateur drivers are in Elite 2, where Giorgio Maggi leads the way. It's the 3rd year on the trot the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series has come to the Hockenheim ring. We're on the 3.63 or 2.25 kilometre circuit, 16 corners. In yesterday's race in Elite 2, Giorgio Maggi came home to take the checkered flag and grab his 3rd win of the 2019 season, backing up the wins from Valencia and from Most. 16 laps will decide who is going to stand on the top step of the podium for round number 11. And remember, 80 points this weekend, double points for the race win. Giorgio Maggi also set the fastest lap in the Saturday race, and that will give him pole position for today's race. Alongside him is Lasse Sorensen, who now moves up to 2nd in the championship standings. Alessandro Brigatti sits 3rd on the grid alongside Hugo de Sadlia, making his debut in the championship. Buckle up, everybody. We're about to go green for the 2nd time this weekend in Elite 2. The cars roll their way up towards turn number 1, where Giorgio Maggi just has his nose out front. Lasse Sorensen slots himself through into 2nd as we go on board. Fantastic noise track, but looks as though Lasse Sorensen has got the inside line, heading up in towards turn number 2 and should take up the lead of the race. There's a little bit of bouncing over the curbs there from Jesse Vartinen at the wheel of the number 2 Alex Caffey racing car as we go on board with Giorgio Maggi looking to try and retake the lead up towards turn number 1. Bounces over the curbs, tries to get the cut back on the run up towards turn 2, but Lasse Sorensen is wise to that, moves the Chevy in front of the Hendricks prepared Ford, the two of them side by side in towards the braking area for turn number 2. We now go on board with the 3rd place car, the best view in the house for Hugo de Sadlia. What a noise that 400 brake horsepower V8 engine makes as they thunder their way through the parabolica and in towards the heavy braking area at turns number 6 and turn number 7. Lasse Sorensen still out front, but almost making contact with the tail end of him there was Giorgio Maggi in his efforts to try and keep up with the race leader. Ben Kriener in the gravel, that will bring out the safety car. We'll get the race back underway as we go on board with Andre Castro in the number 46 Marco Steep prepared car. You can see just how tight it is as they head up towards turn number 1. A little bit of rubbing, but no more than that. Lasse Sorensen gets the best of the restarts. He maintains the lead of the race. Giorgio Maggi still there in 2nd place. Hugo de Sadlia in 3rd position, and Alessandro Brigatti having a great run for Racers Motorsport as he sits there in 4th place. Wheel-to-wheel stuff, a bit of bodywork shed there as Martin Dubeck and Nicholas Risitano get together. That slows Risitano and allows Pierluigi Veronesi at the wheel of the 27 Ford through, and now Risitano's under pressure from Andre Castro. There's contact between the pair of them. Castro loses control and collects Mirko Schultes, who then gets collected in the tail end from Pol van Poelart. 3 cars out on the spot. That brings out the safety car. We will get the race back underway, and it's a great restart from Lasse Sorensen. Hugo de Sadlia slots himself through into 2nd position, and Giorgio Maggi, the championship leader, is now down into 3rd position. Side by side for 4th and 5th. Alessandro Brigatti has got trying to come around the outside of him, Jesse Vartinen, and the speeds build as they head round through the parabolica. This is Martin Dubeck, who is to the right-hand side of the London-based Indian Advait Deoda, and closing in on the brakes is Nicholas Risitano. Bit of contact between the pair of them. Dubeck manages to hang on to it. Risitano grabs the place. Advait Deoda has run out a little bit wide onto the apex of the corner as we go on board with that Alessandro Brigatti through turn number 1. Giorgio Maggi runs wide, and that will put Brigatti now up into 3rd position. Giorgio Maggi, the championship leader, down into 4th place and still under pressure. He's got Jesse Vartinen and the Scandinavian for Alex Caffey Motorsport at the wheel of the number 2 Chevy right behind him, but we're on the final lap of the race and time is running out. Lasse Sorensen surely looks as though he's on for win number 5 of the season, out of the final corner up towards the checkered flag. Lasse Sorensen grabs the win. In 2nd place is Hugo de Sadlia, ahead of Alessandro Brigatti in 3rd place and Jesse Vartinen in 4th. Giorgio Maggi struggled towards the end of the race. He will finish in 5th position. Will Sorensen lay 3rd in the championship standings coming into this weekend? He will leave Hockenheim 2nd in the championship standings and with a 5th win under his belt. He stands on the top of the car in victory lane. Let's hear from the race winner.
Yeah, that's very, very good. I got told by my spotter that Maggi was quite far behind. So that's good for the championship, and it's also good to be here in victory lane again with 4th or 5th win this season. So I'm super happy for the whole team, DF1 Racing, and my sponsors back home supporting me all the way through this.
3 happy-looking drivers on the podium. The biggest smile of all, though, goes the way of Lasse Sorensen as he sprays the champagne in celebration. It wasn't just the overall win, though, for Lasse Sorensen. He was the first of the rookies home as well and picked up top honours in the Rookie Trophy. The Legend Trophy for drivers over 40 went the way for the 5th time this season of Ian Eric Varden, and Ariana Cassidy took top honours in the Lady Trophy. Well, the weather conditions were ideal this year at the Hockenheim Ring on our 3rd ever visit with the NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series, an event which grows in stature each year and also grows in popularity as families young and old enjoy a day out of pure racing. The Hockenheim Ring organisation know themselves as well how important this event is, and equally as much how they keep building on it year on year. We caught up with Jörg Benzemann to grab his thoughts.
Yeah, of course. Our motto is fans and family. So we have to look for the families and we have to look for the fans. And we have a contract for next year, and I hope we get another one for 3 or 4 more years. And then we'll bring NASCAR to where it has to be here in Hockenheim.
Well, in the previous day's race, Loris Hasemans at the wheel of the number 50 Hendricks Ford headed towards victory lane for the 3rd consecutive race and took up the championship lead. Today's race again will be held over 20 laps around this amazing 3.63 kilometre circuit. And remember, it's double championship points. The fastest lap in the Saturday race went the way of the reigning champion, number 54, Alan Day, so he will start from pole. Alongside him is the championship leader, Loris Hasemans, and row 2 of the grid is Nicola Rocca, who's 2nd in the championship, alongside Tomo Ferrando, who finished 3rd in yesterday's race. So for the final time this weekend, buckle up, we're about to go green for the Elite 1 division. Lights go out, and it is a good run from Alan Day up towards turn number 1. Loris Hasemans is going to try and brave it out round the outside, is he? Yeah, just runs a little bit wide by the look of things, but will hang on to 2nd place. Nicola Rocca and Tomo Ferrando still busy squabbling over 3rd and 4th position on the charge up towards turn number 2, but Alan Day leads the way. Loris Hasemans in 2nd place, Nicola Rocca in 3rd, and Fred Gabion now trying to go round the outside of Tomo Ferrando. The 2 Frenchmen were together, but it looks as though Tomo Ferrando has just for the moment held on to 4th. Alan Day sliding the tail end of the Cal Racing Chevy through Sachs Curve over the start-finish line to chalk a lap into the book. Alan Day leading the race. Loris Hasemans there in 2nd place. And, well, it's a safety car coming out. Now, all of a sudden, Alan Day slows. Loris Hasemans had to react. Now, there's a problem for Alan Day, but Tomo Ferrando has gone from 4th to 1st. He kept his foot pinned to the floor as everybody else thought there was a safety car, including myself. But there were problems for Alan Day. He's out of the race. So Tomo Ferrando at the wheel of the Cal Racing Ford takes up the lead of the race, finished 3rd in yesterday's race. He's never had a win in Elite 1, but Loris Hasemans has got a good run coming out of turn number 1. He's trying to squeeze his way up the inside in towards turn number 2, and he's going to make it through. There's not a great deal that the Frenchman, the former Elite 2 champion, can do about that. He needs, however, to close the door on the next of the cars, which is the 24 PK Car Sport Chevy of Nicola Rocca, who is desperate to try and keep up onto terms with his main championship rival. Hasemans and Nicola Rocca, 1st and 3rd respectively in this race, are separated by just 11 championship points. He's got the inside line on Tomo Ferrando, goes through to grab the place. Ferrando fights back on the exit of the corner. Fred Gabion's trying to get involved as well. Gianmarco Ercoli is not too far away at the wheel of the number 9 car. Ferrando runs out wide, all over the curbs and just beyond, and that is going to allow Nicola Rocca to go through as they head in towards the Motordrome section. The number 27 Ford having lost a further place, and now under pressure for the lead is Loris Hasemans. Up towards the conclusion of another lap, Hasemans leads. Ferrando under pressure as Gianmarco Ercoli is trying to take the podium spot away from him. The Italian has the inside line on Tomo Ferrando at turn number 2 as we go on board with Romain Iniesta. Blending the throttle in as they head towards the quick part of the circuit round through the Parabolica. Iniesta looking to try and get through and ahead of Ferrando. Equally as much Nicola Rocca looking to try and grab the lead of the race from Loris Hasemans. But there's a car stricken there on the edge of the circuit. That is Dario Carzo, who's had a bump. That brings out the safety car. We get the race back underway, and it's a good restart again from Loris Hasemans. Nicola Rocca in 2nd place. Romain Iniesta trying to get himself onto the podium at the expense of Gianmarco Ercoli, but Ercoli's having none of it. He is desperate to try and get his first podium of the season. And Nicola Rocca, by the look of things, is desperate to try and chalk up win number 2 of the season. But Hasemans has everything under control through the final couple of corners. He just runs Nicola Rocca out that little bit wide. The leading pair slowing each other up now, so watch out behind. Here comes Gianmarco Ercoli and Romain Iniesta, 4 for the lead. But through the final corner, as long as he's neat and tidy out of it, Loris Hasemans is on for 4 wins this season and 4 back-to-back wins. Nicola Rocca finishes in 2nd place. Gianmarco Ercoli with his best result of the season so far on the podium for the first time. Romain Iniesta is there in 4th, ahead of Fred Gabion in 5th place. Thomas Ferrando in 6th. Jacques Villeneuve in 7th place. And Alexander Graf will complete the top 8. So, for the 2nd time this weekend, Loris Hasemans and the number 50 Hendrix Ford head towards victory lane. He only took the overall championship lead yesterday. He has extended that championship lead today, as in 2 weeks' time we head to the double points finals at Zolder in Belgium. Loris Hasemans claims the win, but also picks up top honours in the junior trophy classification for the drivers under 25 years of age. And in the Challenger Trophy, it was Yanis Smarilis who claimed top honours. That's all from the Hockenheim ring. Join us in 2 weeks' time for the finals, where we crown our champions at Zolder in Belgium. Goodbye.